Hi, it's Pushy here this week, and it's my turn to do the IMM post, and I'm really excited because I have a ton of great books to share with you that I got from BA, that I got from publishers, that I got from my library, which I adore. And I actually got so many books in between the time I did my last IMM post and this week that I'm vlogging it because it's too many little pictures to put in the post. So I'm gonna show you guys all the books I got, and then I'm gonna link to them down here below so that you can check them out on Goodreads. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with what I'm calling my YA stack of awesome. Here are some of the great books that I got. So the first book I got is The Mask of the Red Death. I got Cruel, which sounded awesome. I waited a boat long of a time in this line, Throne of Glass by Sarah, I'm hoping I'm not murdering this, Moss. I got Entice. Even Adam, which I cannot wait to read, and I actually, fingers crossed, might get an audio copy of this, and for those of you who follow me know that I am an audiobook crazy nut, so I hope I do get that. Who I Kissed. I'm starting to delve a little more into the YA contemporary. I have been more of a dystopian, a paranormal YA person, but I'll try the contemporary. I got Isn't This Gorgeous? Shadows, which is the follow-up to Ashes. I cannot wait to read them both. I'm so excited about this. Feedback, which is the follow-up to Variant, which I'm very excited to read as well. The City Sun by Tom Pollock, who, by the way, is just a cutie pants and has the most gorgeous British accent. I could just listen to him forever, and is kind of cute. And I know he's got a fiance, and I know I'm wicked old, but I'm just gonna say it. He's kind of cute. Oh, this one I was so happy to get my hands on. The Raven Boys. It's Maggie Stiefvater. Hope I'm not murdering your name. Her new book, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. And then Magisterium by Jeff Hirsch. And then I saved my last five, my top five of the YA stack of awesome, my favorites for last, and in no particular order, except that I almost cried when I saw The Big Round Circle of The Diviners by Libba Bray. I am so fangirl crazy in love with Libba Bray and everything she's written. I cannot wait to read this. It's another historical 1920s great era and Libba Bray. So can't wait to read this. Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. Yeah. And these two women are so flippin' funny. I met them at the Teen Author Carnival that was held one of the evenings when I was in New York for BEA. Funny women, witty women, and have a really, it's a great premise about getting even instead of getting sad, which I, kind of like. Oh, I almost cried when I found out that I was going to have to, for our BEA giveaway, be in a different line instead of being in the Carnival of Souls line for Melissa Marr, but my absolute super-de-duper bestie, Danny, stood in line for me and got the Precious. I'm so happy. I'm so excited to read this. I love everything Melissa Marr writes, and I cannot wait to read this. Oh, and then speaking of being a fangirl, so they were dropping the paperback copies of Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Very lovely, but you know it comes with this very lovely paperback edition, which I'm super happy to get because I listened to the audiobook, which I adored, but now I've got my own to read. That's right. No, it's not the full book, but it is the first few chapters, text not final, of Days of Blood and Starlight by Lonnie Taylor, and I have already started reading it, and I'm loving it, and I'm gonna probably finish it tonight. And then the last book for my YA stack of awesome, that I have already read and I finished on the plane home, and I loved this book so much. So if you can get your hands on an ARC of it, I highly suggest you grab it off right now from NetGalley or wherever you can get your ARC, or write to Harlequin if you've got a contact there. You need to read this book. Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. I loved this book. I cannot wait to review it with the other bookworms. I know Danny's already read it and loved it. I know the other 2 out of the 5 of us are reading it. So cannot wait to review it. It's so good. These kids are so sad. They've gone through so much and still they're so awesome, and I just love them, and Noah's hot. So Katie, you know how much I loved your book, and I lust after Noah. Enough said. Okay, so that's the YA stack of awesome. Okay, so let's go. The next stack I have is my middle grade stack of awesome. I have kids who are starting to get into reading longer books, and I thought, you know, I can't recommend books to my own kids. Come on. And I love me some middle grade. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Metal Langle, like I loved middle grade before it was different than YA, and I'm really excited to start getting back into that genre and falling in love with these characters as well. So here's my stack of middle grade awesome. I have Keeper of the Lost Cities by Sharon Messinger. I actually found out about her as an author when I started following her blog about writing. She's so funny. I cannot wait to read this book. Wings of Fire by Tui Sutherland. So pick this up on random because of the cover art, and I hope it's as good as it looks. Marnie McGuire, also a shorter book by Katie Messner and Brian Flocka. Sorry, hope I'm not murdering your name. Which is, I'm really excited to read because it's a younger middle grade and should be right up my son's alley and probably my daughter's alley. She's right kind of like on his heels. Graveyard Shift by Chris Westwood. My son is gonna eat this up. I can't wait to read this and hopefully read this with him. 3 Below, it's a Floors novel. So there are 2 other books in this series. I'm gonna go ahead and read those, and then I'm gonna read this. It's by Patrick Carman. I'm really looking forward to this, and of course, gorgeous cover art. Middle grade gets some seriously awesome artwork. And speaking of which, The Peculiar by Stefan Bachman. Doesn't that look gorgeous? You gotta kind of like, it's shiny. So you gotta check that out. I'm looking forward to that. This one sounds really interesting. It's a take on the vampire genre, but for middle grade. It's called Dark Lord by Dirk Lloyd. And I kind of get that, you know, Dark Lord, Dirk Lloyd, like that. So, everybody knows Captain Underpants. I'm really excited to read this. This is probably gonna wind up going to school with my son and being passed around there because they love to share their books. Oh, Infinity Ring. This is a new series of middle grade books. The first one is by James Dashner. He is so flippin' funny. I got to see him at the Scholastic party where he and Maggie Stiefvater and a bunch of other authors were acting out scenes from their books. Hilarious. Cannot wait to read this. And by the way, book 2 by Carrie Ryan. I might have to beat children out of my way to get to that book. Not really, but kind of, sort of. And finally, I got, by Chris Colfer of Glee fame, The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell. It looks so gorgeous. And the artwork in here, a lot of these pictures I heard were inspired by drawings he had done just by himself. So really looking forward to reading that. So I am going to, this is what I got from BEA. So it's a lot. I got additionally a bunch of books for review from the library and on my Kindle from Edelweiss and NetGalley. So I'm gonna just put those pictures up below. But thank you so much for watching my crazy long video. I hope you got awesome books this week. I hope your mailbox was flooded with super sweet, awesome books. I can't wait to find out about what you guys got when I come visit you on your posts. And I hope you have a great week. And so this is Pushy signing out. Go get lost in a book.